Hello again, folks. This is a Bosch MB60 from 1957. So called the MB60 because it was mains and battery portable. It ran on a 90 volt radio battery for the HT, which connected to here, and down here we've got a connection for what appears to be two D cell batteries. So obviously 3 volt valve heaters. This is a valve portable. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 valves in it, and a metal rectifier. Actually, it looks like there's 2 metal rectifiers in that, because that looks like a selenium rectifier. There, it's just I don't want to light it flat because I don't know where my cloth is, and just get me screwdriver, let's get me pointing tool to point at it. There we go. That there is a metal selenium rectifier, I think, and that there's a metal rectifier. This fella here, and I think that's what it is. Looks like it, but why it would have 2 rectifiers in it? God knows. Mind you, one could be for the no, it can't be for the valve heaters. Right, so I'm actually gonna do a full service of this, but the main thing, let's just lie it down. I don't want to mark the front, and I can't find my towel that I usually put down. Not sat on it, am I? No. Right, the main reason why I want to work on this is I want to do something about this main socket here. This main socket, because I do have a lead for it, but it's in very bad condition and can't be repaired, and I don't want to use a lead unless it's safe. So I need to work out a way of sorting this socket out so I can put a modern lead onto it, because I want to do a service on this radio, and I can't do that unless I can get it powered up. I know it works. It worked last time I used it, because I have had this on and it did work a few years ago. It's not been on for a few years, so there's a bit of checking to do before I actually power it up. But I'd love to power it up on battery actually, but I can't do that. Well, I could make up a 90 volt battery pack, but I'm not going to. Don't fancy touching the wrong end of a 90 volt battery pack and getting a shock. But need to address the issue of this switch. I mean, it's simple to keep this up to the mains and battery switch there. Just it's simple to sort that out. Just take the spring out, slide it up into the mains position, and then it's just a matter of putting a modern socket on it somehow to take a modern mains lead. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here for now, folks, and I'm going to look into doing this. I'm going to crack on with it, and we'll see how it turns out. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the main socket, actually free of the chassis. I was pretty pleased I didn't have to take the chassis out on this, because the tuning dial is been on there that long, they can be a bit of a pig to get off, and didn't want to run the risk of breaking the tuning dial, so I was glad I was able to get this off. Now all I need to do is work out what I'm going to replace this with. I could replace it with a non-detachable lead, but I don't really want to go down that route. I've disabled this switch here, this battery switch. I've taken the spring out of that, but I'll keep the spring in case it ever has to go back in. So that will now be on mains permanently. So I'm going to get this off here and work out just how exactly I'm going to sort this out, and I'll get back to you later, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Right, this is a continuation of the socket modification, to begin with, of the Bush MB60 mains and battery portable radio. Alright, this is the original socket, which I've removed. I also removed the pins, just in case I wanted to, because in case I wanted to use them. I had a couple of ideas for getting around this, but there's no need for me to think too hard today, which is just as well, because in my stash of junk I found this, which is a modern Phillips type socket, 2-pin obviously. Got the connections on the back here. For soldering the wires on, and this is not much different. This is not much different to that one in its mounting, in the method of mounting it. In fact, it's exactly the same. So I can actually mount this, and I have test fitted it. I've got to make a slight modification to the holes in the chassis because they're not quite in line. But I have test fitted it to the chassis using one of the bolts, nuts and bolts, and it does fit perfectly. In fact, it fits like it was made for it, and I think this is going to be a success. But before I can do any of that, I first got to see to Scraps, because he'll want his lunch and he'll want his walk. So before I can do any of that, hello son, say hello, hey, say hello, there, yeah, are you hungry, are you hungry, are you hungry, you want your lunch, ooh, ears go up there, don't they, you want your lunch, little fella, you want your lunch, Scraps, oh, do you want your lunch, oh, come on then, right, I better go and sort this little chap out first, and get back to that radio in a bit, won't we, fella? Yeah. Bye for now, folks. Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the portion of the video where I show you the socket fitted. There we go, look at that. I mean, admittedly I scratched the chassis a bit under there, making the holes a bit bigger, but that's all done. A nice neat job there. The wires are neatly soldered on, all nice and neat under there. This switch is in its position for mains, and if I get the back cover of the radio and we just put the cover back on, here we go, just lie it down flat a minute, yeah, right. Position the cover, there we go. Now let's do the back up with the screw. That's not on properly. Yeah, let's whip that back off again. It's probably the original battery terminals getting in the way. No? Right, well, the back does fit because I've test fitted it. Probably not getting it straight. There we are. There we go. That's it. That's it. Didn't have it straight. Let's whip the screw back in. I'm not going to align this because there's no need to. I've tested it. And plop the lead into the socket. There, look at that. Looks like it was made for it, doesn't it? There we go. A nice neat job, if I do say so myself. And it looks like it's always been there. So very in keeping with the radio. Let's turn the mains on. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, working. And if I turn it round, and look at that, a nice fit. Looks like it's always been there. And plenty in this radio. I think I need to buy a modern radio, ladies and gentlemen. This one keeps playing old music.
It's on. Talk's incredible.
What you might call KYC, so know your customer. And then you can just... We'll do that as well.
And tell us a specific address from.
By Thursday, the 18th of June. This is Keith 2.
Let's turn it down a bit. Do you know what I really like about the old radios? You don't get it now. Pardon me. The thing I like about the old radios is you got the station names on the dial. You know, so you had an idea of what you were listening to. You know, but this is not bad. This is a radio that was made in 1957, and we're now in 2015, and this still works. I've never repaired this radio. I did restore it when I first purchased it, but I've never repaired it because it worked when I got it. Just needed a good clean. It needs another one now. That's very in keeping for this radio, isn't it?
Every single episode.
For one of the online trading platforms, because they'd have lower trading fees and also lower.
Now let's try a long wave.
They may.
Let's go right to the end of the band. Getting some interference on this.
On the calls that aren't free, there should be a clearer system of charging. Joe Smithies is from
Radio 4. That's either picking up my fluorescent light or it's picking up my telly. But
I've got my hands in my...
Christ, that record goes on forever. That'll do. The volume control doesn't go all the way down. I'll have to look into that. But for the best part, it works. Tone works. And I'm quite pleased because I didn't even have to spray the controls on this either. They don't crackle. Nice old radio.
Live on DAB, on the app. To winning £1,000 and helping document. This Friday we're launching the Cash for Kids lottery. More details via
I'll tell you what.
kids.co.uk.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, you won't have a radio, you won't have a DAB radio still going in 50 years. If you buy one today, it won't be working in 50 years. You'll be lucky if it's working in 5 years. And this is, what? Not far off 60 years old. And it still works. And, for those that are interested, it's got 5 D-series radio valves in this. D-series for battery operation, obviously, and a filament voltage of 3 volts, as far as I'm aware, because I think it takes 2 D-cell batteries. But so I'm pretty sure the filament, I'm pretty sure the heater voltage, should I say, the heater voltage is 3 volts or thereabouts. Right, well that's about it for this video, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll have something for you very soon. See what else I can dig out that I can be bothered having a look at. I'm going to start using this radio because I might even have this as a kitchen radio, because it's a good little radio. I might replace that GEC that I use in the kitchen. I might start using this in the kitchen because it's spent too long sat on the speaker in my front room not being used, and it was made to be used and to be enjoyed. So anyway, I'm going to go before I get too long-winded, and bye for now, folks.